All right, without further ado, I hereby call to order this regularly scheduled meeting of the Killable Hills Board of Commissioners. Thank you all for being here. If you would, please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before I was mayor, I served on the planning board for more years than I can remember. More than 10, 11, something like that. And in the early days, I learned a lot from one Bill Schmidt, who I just learned has left us. And my memories of him are many, and I struggle to encapsulate what he meant to me and to the town. His service was deep and his heart was huge. And he's one of those that they don't make him like that very often. So if you would, during our moment of silence, please think of his family and our community who has suffered this loss today. Please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you so much. As we've mentioned, we have a few board members who are unable to make it tonight, but we do have a quorum. So with my remaining board members, you have an agenda before you. What do you think? It's kind of a light one.
Mayor, I'll make a motion that we approve the agenda.
All right, we have a motion to approve on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay. Motion carries. We have an agenda. Thank you. First item on our agenda is public comment. Again, thanks for coming. If you'd like to come up to the podium, we just ask you to give your name, tell us where you live, and keep it to 3 minutes, 5 minutes to represent the group. Please, sir.
Good evening. My name is Jerry Jordan. I'm a retired physician in Virginia Beach, and now we have a home down here. And I live on Bay Drive. My first comment, I guess, will start with a question, and that is, who has legal jurisdiction over the boat ramp area that's on Bay Drive?
You tell them one of the big parking lot?
Dock Street,
Pardon me?
at Dock Street.
The one with the big parking lot?
Yeah, there's the parking lot on either side, boat ramp, parking lot.
Dock Street.
That's the Wildlife Commission, or yeah,
Wildlife Resources.
Wildlife Resources Commission. There's the whole
Wildlife controls those two parking lots.
right.
Can you tell me who I contact then for my grievance, because it's not here tonight and I won't take any more of your time?
We can get that
I'm sure
information for you.
If you would, thank you so much.
Can you please start with your email?
Yes, I will.
address?
Thank you.
All right. Anyone else like to speak? Nope. All right. Seeing no one else ready for public comment, we will close this public comment. We do have another one at the end of the meeting if you so desire. So that's the end of public comment. Any response? Guess that doesn't really need any. Our first ongoing business is appointments. We have community appearance, and we've had some applicants that you sent. Sorry, something of mine beeping there. Sorry about that. So we have some great candidates. Open up for discussion.
Mayor, and Sue Kelly, the chairperson of the CAC, is also here who's welcome to input on this discussion as well. But and then one of the most recent emails had list of applications on file. I saw Jennifer Albanise's name on there.
Mhm.
And Jennifer, for quite some time, has been awfully impressed with all the different ways she serves in Dare County. And I think we are very lucky that she is, interested in serving on the CAC. And I'd like to make a motion to appoint Jennifer Albany to the Community Appearance Commission.
Super. We have a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Yes, I'll reiterate that. Yeah, I was very impressed with all of the things on her CV and how much she's already given, and it's great that she's got an interest and seems like a perfect fit. So, if there's any other discussion, we'll go ahead and call it. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay. Congratulations. We're glad to have you on the CAC, Jennifer. Any other items of new business that I'm not aware of? No? All right, we're moving on to committee reports. Anything exciting at Visitor Bureau lately?
I have the grants meeting tomorrow morning for the steering committee. So that is tomorrow. November 3rd is a tourism summit.
Yep.
And then next Thursday is the regular board meeting. So I think that's just continuing with the long-term planning. I think the next thing that will go out with that is the resident survey. So if everyone can, when that does come out, it might be a couple weeks, but when that does come out, if we could just make sure that we're sharing it and
Publicizing it, yep.
really publicizing it, because that will be a really important piece to the long-term planning for sure.
Yes. Hopefully it's not quite as long. It was a long survey.
I know it was a
Other
really long
survey.
survey. Yeah,
Okay.
I think it will be
Survey.
a little bit more concise
Bite-sized
since it
for the
is
public.
for so many people.
It's a lot. You want to make sure they get through it. Any other committee reports?
Not that I'm here.
All right, you guys get ready to have your first meeting here shortly. All right, if there are no committee reports, on to commissioners' agendas. Thing on your mind?
Guess you can't look to your right tonight. Nothing on my mind this evening, Mayor. All good.
Okay, super.
And I would just like to say the ice cream social was really awesome and really well attended. And thank you to the staff that put so much time into that, because it was wonderful. The music,
It's great.
it was really great.
Weather
And
was perfect.
it was absolutely perfect. And the number of people there was amazing.
Yes. I'd like to echo that sentiment, because an event is good when they run out of food really early. Like demand was high and everything worked out just right. So good job by all.
They did.
Yes, and enjoyed it thoroughly. Got to meet a lot of really great folks, and like you said, you couldn't ask for a more picture perfect day.
Mhm.
Fall is a mixed bag sometimes, and we definitely scored big on that one. And thank you to everyone, particularly the fire department, police department, and all the folks from the staff that worked hard to make that happen. We really appreciate it, and it does. It's one of the shining stars of the year for the public, along with all of our, big events here in the park. I've got a number of things on Mayor's agenda here, but those I will leave for later. So first I wanted to mention that I'd like to proclaim that November is Alzheimer's Awareness Month. That's a challenge that faces a lot of families, a lot of folks in our community. And so you have that attached there. It talks about 6.5 million people in the United States, 180,000 North Carolinians, and of course their families are affected by this. It's one of the seventh leading cause of death for American adults, and fifth. But we've always been a big supporter of the Alzheimer's Foundation, and I just wanted to make sure that it was at the top of everyone's mind. So I hope that you'll support me on that. We also have a resolution in your packet that supports the extending of the deceleration right turn lane from North Croatan Highway onto Collington Road. So I know that we all pass through there all the time, and you can see that it is not quite enough some of the time, and we're just getting ready to get into a phase where there's lots of repaving going to be going on, so it's good to partner that stuff together. So with this resolution, that helps us be able to support DOT in that work and hopefully improve that intersection as part of that project. It's already ongoing, so this is very timely. So I'm glad we can get that on here. Also, I alluded to the holiday markets coming up. Overwhelming success this summer. Thank you again for that. But it's coming around the corner for the holiday markets. We got four spectacular events coming up in November and December. Of course, special guests from the North Pole coming on December 6th. So we're really looking forward to a great season there.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
could we have a motion for the proclamations and resolutions, sir?
Okay, we'll make that formal. All right. So regarding the two proclamations, I would like to ask for your support for those as presented.
I'll second that.
All right. Any further discussion? All right. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, nay? And motion carries unanimously. Thank you, Michael. Also wanted to congratulate John on his appointment to the Coastal Resources Advisory Council. It's a 2-year term, so thank you again for serving there. I want to remind the public that we are putting together a joint work session with the Planning Board. And a reminder, we'll be doing that on Tuesday, October 18th at 6 p.m. So that's coming up in a week. So we'll be reviewing and discussing, long-term housing among other topics. I know the fire department's been busy this week. I saw them on the grocery store the other day. Must have been buying a bunch of stuff. Getting ready for their open house, which is tomorrow, the 11th, from 4 p.m. to 7 here at Station 14. Encourage everybody to stop by and give them a pat on the back and thank them for all they do. And hopefully learn a little bit something about fire safety. If you got kids, they would love to go see all the cool toys they got over there. And they'll have food because these guys are good at cooking. Dogs and burgers. What's that?
Please polish it and everything.
Oh, is that how it is? I see. I gotta read the fine print there.
Corrected over here.
Staying corrected. We gotta make sure we got that in the minutes. Get that out. Public press release. Make sure everybody knows. A couple more quick items. Bulk collection starts Monday, October 17th. So you're allowed to start putting your stuff out. It waits like a 2-week window, something like that, as usual. Lots of details will be coming in your email about exactly how to set it all up. So it makes it easy on the folks as they pick up. We're also right around the corner from early voting, which is 10 days away. It starts on the 20th. Hours will be 8 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. A lot of hardworking folks working some long hours to make that happen for us. Be sure to thank them for all their hard work when you come out and vote early. These are your friends and neighbors who do it every time, and it's a tough job and not thankless, but we try to thank them. Try to thank them more. So I try to remind everybody to tell them how much you appreciate them. Election day will be Tuesday, November 8th. So you can early vote all the way through the 5th. That's a few days off, and then the big day is on the 8th. So I think I covered most of my items here.
One more item.
One more item. Oh,
Mayor,
that's your right. It's on the back
Second
page
page.
here.
One quick question, Mayor.
Yes.
Is the election day, I know early voting's in this room, but election day be in this room as well? So in some years it's at the schools and turnout's high. Election
Or just during
day.
I think
COVID.
just during
Oh, during
COVID.
During
Yeah,
COVID,
it was.
okay.
Yeah,
That was a special
just for
thing.
more space.
But it'll be back here.
Now that we can breathe all over each other again,
Yeah.
just come in. It's not like it really that crowded in here. They do a nice
It's not
job.
exactly standing.
Right.
Right.
Oh,
Okay.
right.
That's a
School's
good
rep,
point.
right.
Closed.
Yeah.
That's a
They
good
use more
point.
space and there's no kids.
Yeah.
Back when we couldn't
Yeah,
be
'cause
too
I
careful.
was thinking, wondering why we don't do that all the time, but it's cool.
All right. Let's see here. Oh, yes. Got that. And we'll talk about those later. But the last item here on my official list is at our September 12th meeting, the board scheduled some time at this meeting to perform a performance evaluation for our town manager. In order to complete this, we will need to enter into closed session. So I recommend that pursuant to 143-318.11A6, the board enter into closed session to consider the qualification, competence, performance, character, fitness, condition of appointment, or condition of initial appointment of an individual public officer or employee, and that is my motion. It's like a trip over my tongue there. So I move that we do that.
Second?
We have a second and a half. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay. We are officially going into closed session. Feel free to hang out and wait. We will be upstairs. And back shortly. I will say, we are back from closed session. I wanted to let the public know via the interwebs that we convened upstairs to have a closed session to conduct a performance appraisal of the town manager and the mayor and the mayor. And she and I have been authorized to implement the terms of that evaluation at a later date. So I look forward to doing that.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Back to our agenda. We were wrapping up the mayor's agenda. A couple of last little things I wanted to mention before we move on to the town manager's agenda is there was a number of, I like to say that we had like COVID mayor. Now there's all the other things. Like we're fully back, people complaining about all things under the sun. So I've heard about sheds in the yard, about Meekins Field, about, whether or not what the screening situation is going to be at Wawa, about water bill adjustments, like it's coming on. So I just wanted to let you know those things are happening. I don't know if you're CC'd on all of them. Some of them you are. Sometimes they send it to the board.
Yeah.
Mostly the board. So I just want to let you know, I'm trying to reply to all those folks and address them. And did you see the water bill one?
I did not see that one. That was
Basically,
the only one I did not see.
Somebody had been here, lived here 16 years and, sprung a leak in their yard and you're kind of on the hook for that. And we do moderate those bills to the tune of $100, $100, but not the whole thing.
Right.
And, he was advocating for having a bigger fund to have more forgiveness for somebody. I said, all these things cost money and, how much that would cost to change the policy as we have seemed like it would be an expensive thing if you move the mark from where it is now. It's not like the water's free coming out of the ground and we're just making profit on it. We have to buy it from Dare County. So there isn't much markup on it, as it were. So it's really like asking all your neighbors to pay for it if you spring a leak in your yard. And I don't know how often that happens. It probably happens pretty often.
Not as often as it used to because of the new meter system.
Yeah, because you catch it sooner.
We
Because you
catch
catch
it. We detect it.
Yeah,
quicker.
that's definitely helpful.
Mhm. And the town does offer payment schedules.
Yep.
They don't have to pay it all at one time. They'll set up a payment schedule to make it a little less painful.
Yeah, I told that gentleman all those things, but I told him that I would bring it up to you. So if he's listening out there, I'm bringing it up. But I figured we're kind of all on the same page about that. Not a lot of appetite to change how we do business, but I do always feel for people. It happened to me when I was in college once. The house I lived in sprung a leak over Christmas break, filled the entire basement with ice, 3 feet thick. In the end, they cut the bill in half because they said, well, it didn't go in the sewer system, so you don't have to pay for that half. We all know it's right there. We can see it. We didn't have to treat that one. Yeah, didn't get all that water out till spring. It was like a big icicle, water flow. Anyhow, so yeah, I guess they're breaking ground on Wawa. So we'll
Land
hear from
disturbance.
folks there, and we'll see what that fence finally looks like at the end, I guess. And I think you guys have probably seen some emails flying around about just sort of generally in your daily goings about to promote, the election, that everyone should participate, but also that, like I mentioned earlier about poll workers, and there's a little anxiety about sort of elections in general. And I'd like to point out that this is not national politics. This is local, and everybody is the people that are working there. It's not like something to worry about. So thought it'd be sports. Skip Saunders called me with his concerns about it, so just wanted to pass that on. All right, anything on the town manager's agenda?
No, sir, not
And
this
then
evening.
please let us know, let's see, town attorney, I guess.
No,
Nothing
we had
there
nothing
either.
this evening.
So we'll just take a look at the consent agenda.
Okay, yes, sir. On the consent agenda, the minutes from the September 12th, 2022 meeting, the August 2022 monthly report, budget amendment to appropriate funds from the 2022-23 street drainage and right-of-way improvements. This was was actually approved at the September 12th meeting, but this just actually shows you the numbers in the account. Number 4 is a memorandum of understanding between Dare County and Kill Devil Hills for the use for Dare County EMS to use our fuel pumps back at our public works site. Approval of the consent agenda will authorize the town manager to execute the MOU with Dare County and would recommend the consent agenda is approved as presented. And a motion would be in order.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
We have a motion on the floor. Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Consent agenda carries unanimously. Thank you. Alrighty. So we have one more opportunity for public comment. No pushing and shoving. Please, one at a time. The lineup. So seeing no one coming to the podium, we will close public comment or public forum. I had one more thought before we wrap things up. I was trying to find a note I wrote to myself. I could find it. So I set an alarm for myself to talk about a thing, and I can't remember what it is. Oh, yes. Got a call from Bob Woodard. I don't know if he's reached out to you about the EMS station that is soon to be replaced. I wasn't sure what we were planning on doing with it. We own that, I guess, and we lease it to them. Is that right?
Right, I've spoken with Bobby.
Oh, you have? Okay. With Bobby about it, right. So I don't know what your temperature was on that. And
We're looking at possibility of being able to use it for some just storage use
Mhm.
for our buildings and grounds and various things that would be needed to maintain Meekins.
be adjacent and close, yeah.
Meekins Field. Mhm.
So just to fill you guys in there, you've seen in the papers, I call them the papers, but you know what I mean. In the news, the local news, the pickleball community very active. They're trying to find more place to put pickleball courts, and so I guess they've been hitting Bob Woodard up about what do you do with that space when it empties out? Indoor pickleball courts being what they had in mind.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's our property.
yeah, so Bob basically was offering to continue to lease it so that they could do that with it if we didn't need to use all of it for storage. Just thought I'd throw that out there as a potential use. We'll have a little income stream out of it. I don't know how much we lease it to them for, but
Very little.
very little probably, right? All the family, as it were. So yeah, well, we'll have to do to discuss that, I guess. Alrighty. I think that's all I have. So we're looking for that last motion.
Mayor, I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 We are adjourned. Thank you so much.
Yay.
Session's